Welcome, gamers, to Basement Arcade Pause Menu, the show where we just hit pause, sit down, and just chill. This is a very special episode because as we're recording this, Gamescom just ended, and I am not alone. I am joined by two of my bros from the Fake Nerd Podcast, Ryan Eliopoulos and Sparkz Witty. How's it going, guys?
It's great, Ben. We're at different conventions because I'm at Gamescom. You're at Gamescom. I don't know where you're at.
Did I say Gamescom? I meant Gamescom. Shit.
Yep. You think it's con with the convention, but no, this is a communications thing. I don't know.
You would think. Well, if you think about it, the letters M and N they're literally right next to each other. So, yeah,
it's true. That's the reason.
Yeah. Anyway, how's it going, guys? You ready to talk about a whole crap ton of video game trailers that came out?
Ben, I'm so excited. I'm glad that we got to do this on Basement Arcade Pause Menu, which is our video game centric podcast, instead of making our regular podcast like a 5-hour venture. I'm excited to do this.
Okay, the last time we made Fake Nerd Podcast go 5 hours long was when we talked about Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Well, our E3 episode.
Our E3 episode got close.
Yeah.
Our E3 episode, our E3 2019 episode got close too.
Yeah, we that was like another 4-hour. Like, oh boy, it's a lot of games.
Because we're like, what if we just pack in a whole topic's worth of news and then still do a topic?
Yeah, that was a bad idea. We've learned.
We have learned. We most certainly have.
We got
learned.
new shows. That's
yeah, but learning, we have new shows. So of course, the audience knows who you guys are. If you listen to Fake Nerds, you know who these two dudes are. And Ryan, we have a little thingy here that we're gonna do because you have the bright idea to have trailers up.
Yes, because we're going to be talking about like 40 games, and I know halfway through I'm going to be like, which one was this one? So this is going to make it beautiful and easy, and in case people haven't watched any of these trailers, they'll be on in the background while we talk.
Yep. Very much. All right, so shall we just dive right into this?
Listen, I got my scuba gear. I'm ready.
You got your scuba gear. I was going to say, all I see is your head, your hands. You kind of look like Rayman a little bit, just without the body.
I'm perfect for scuba diving. It's very easy.
I mean, I'm just worried about your lungs. I can't see your lungs.
I'm the invisible man. They're actually there.
Oh my god! All right, let's pull this bad boy back up. So, what's our first trailer that we have, Mr. Idiot?
It's not a real trailer. A game called Horizon Forbidden West. A long anticipated sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. PlayStation exclusive. Just no new trailer. Just hey, they finally announced when it's coming out, and it's February 2022. That's it.
Okay.
February 2022. I got it right here. Look at that. Did I already miss it? I missed it. Hold on.
No, right when it came up. Yeah, there it is.
February. Yeah. So
February.
I'm the only person who's played it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I do have it. I do have Horizon Zero Dawn. I got for free because during PlayStation's it was like play at home campaign. Yeah. What was it called? Whatever it's called. They gave a lot of free PlayStation games for free. Horizon was one of them, so I made sure to download it as soon as I could, and it's in my library.
At the same time they announced this, they released the new PS5 patch for the original game. So now that game is at 4K 60 frames. I popped that up earlier in the week, and that looks pretty good. Good looking game. Can't wait for that sequel, baby. You know what we got next though? We got some bad boys. We don't got bad boys. I moved that one. Just kidding. We got Halo Infinite, you guys. Halo Infinite finally has a release date of December. I think we're all fans of Halo. I think where are we at? Where are we at with this new Halo? How are we feeling about it?
Yeah, right. It feels like one of the games that they're going to be improving over the next few years, and I guess like that'll help. Maybe eventually Halo Infinite will be a solid entry. We'll see. I don't have faith that it will be on day one, but you and I will find out because we can play on Game Pass.
Yeah, baby, that's great. I love Game Pass.
I am curious about the multiplayer thing, which is what came out here that we're watching. Is like there will be a multiplayer campaign in itself with the season passes.
It's a battle pass.
Yeah.
So
do you remember the Spartan ops that they added for Halo 5, which is like the backstory on her or the doctor building the Spartan program?
Yeah.
So I'm suspecting this is going to be similar to that.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked that. That was nice, like lore building content. So I'm hopeful about this.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not confident in it, but I'm hopeful.
This trailer, I think this is a pretty good cinematic trailer. It's all about like the next generation of Spartans and that's what the multiplayer is and stuff.
I agree, it's a beautiful looking cinematic trailer, and I like the shot that's going to happen right now, like this shot right here with Master Chief coming out. It looks gorgeous, but once again, this is a cinematic trailer for a multiplayer thing, and I'm like, I mean, obviously it's Halo. I know what the multiplayer looks like because I've been playing Halo multiplayer ever since the year 2000 or 2001.
They also they've had Halo betas, Halo Infinite betas happening the last couple months. So like there's thousands of hours of gameplay of what this game looks like. It's out there. It looks good. It's just like, are you going to play it on your regular Xbox and your high-end PC, your Xbox Series X? It's all available.
I mean, I'm glad. I mean, as much as I'm glad that Halo is coming back again, because when the Xbox Series X launched and there was no Halo title for it, a lot of people were kind of like, because when an Xbox is launched, Halo comes along with it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I do enjoy playing Halo. I've never really. I played Halo on my Xbox 360. I played it with one of my friends, Jeff, because he loves Xbox, and we co-op the games together. Yep, my name is Jeff. But it's still like every time I see a brand new game for an Xbox or an Xbox exclusive like this or something else, it still doesn't make me like want to go towards Xbox. It's like, do I want to put money in an Xbox? Even if I just get the console and get Game Pass, it still hasn't like. I'm still waiting on it. I'm still waiting for that one thing. Is like, that's the one that's gonna make me put the money down.
I feel that. Yeah, there are tons of great Xbox exclusives that are just waiting for you. You'll find them when you get there. That's why you got Game Pass.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like you get Xbox. Like Ben, you could honestly get an Xbox One, which wouldn't be that expensive.
You can get that for $200
and just get Game Pass, and then you can play all the Halos.
Oh,
all of them, and all of Gears of War.
I've actually debated about getting an Xbox One, like a brand spanking new Xbox One. But right now, the console I'm setting up for, of course, is the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
because I'm now the one person out of all four fake nerds who does not have a PS5 yet.
It's true.
You are certainly missing a like whole corner of gaming by not having access to the Xbox games.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as Game Pass continues to expand.
And this isn't a game announcement, so it's not on this trailer list, but Xbox has announced that they're doing Xbox Game Cloud for the original Xbox One. So that means if you have an Xbox One, you will be playing Xbox Series X level games on your original console through the cloud. Same thing through your PC. That's like what Switch does, how you can play high intense graphics games on your Switch.
Yeah.
You have to have a good internet connection. But now, like, Microsoft is so good about just allowing everyone into the ecosystem. They're like, hey, you don't have to have the new hardware to play the new stuff. Like, you can just use your old thing and stream through the internet. And it's just like Microsoft's killing it, and that makes me excited for Halo because like I know it will be supported for years and stuff, and it looks good.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe in the coming years, I'll be a proud owner of an Xbox One.
There's only one way to find out.
Because I don't hate I want to make it clear, I don't hate Xbox. I may be a Sony Nintendo kid, but I do enjoy Xbox. I think Xbox is a fine system.
You heard it here first. Ben Magnet hates Xbox. Far Cry 6, everybody. How many Far Cry have you guys played?
None.
Part of one.
God, this is awful. Far Cry 6 looks really cool. Every villain is like a big high concept, like a voice actor. This time they got Giancarlo Esposito. He looks great.
He does.
Far Cry has a big problem with the last couple of games of
being made by Ubisoft.
Being made by Ubisoft, one, but also playing into like we're going to take this seriously in a political way, and then just like not paying off any of it.
But also, this place isn't real. Don't try to associate with a real place.
Yeah, and it's like this is about a Cuban revolution and a fake Cuban revolution, and like how you're a part of it, and how like the bad guys are the good guys, and yada yada. And like every time they do this with one of these Far Cry games, I get excited, and then I play it, and it's just like you have like a fireworks gun, and then you have like a bear with a cowboy hat, and I'm like, this is not the same tone as you guys are setting for your games, and it's just like you need to pick one or the other because like the tones. They're all over the place. Even this trailer, the tone's all over the place.
So this trailer is very crafted like a movie, like a trailer you would make for a movie.
Yeah.
And if I analyzed it that way, I don't know what this is the theming or message is supposed to be about this movie.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what politically they're really trying to say other than like, yo, like people who abuse
power,
the working class are bad.
Yeah.
And revolution is maybe cool.
And that's what kind of all these games are, but they never go full enough.
But there's nothing there's nothing really of substance to it.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing Ubisoft's history with these games, there won't be.
Yeah.
So
I am mostly.
It's probably a pass from me, my man.
Yeah. Xbox Game Pass. I probably won't pick it up until there's a sale. Giancarlo Esposito as like the main villain does intrigue me a lot.
But that's like the only thing.
That is the only thing because I've played.
There's more. That's like how we just talked about how 12 minutes is bad, and I'm like, look, I like all the 3 actors in there, but if it's that bad, I'm not going to play it.
That's very
12 minutes is bad.
Oh man, just look it up.
We don't have time.
Yeah, we don't got enough time.
No. We don't have the 12 minutes for that.
Speaking of time, what if we go back in time to the 80s? Because
and wait for it. There she is. There's my girl, April. Oh man. I didn't even realize how excited I was when I heard that they announced that WayForward is announcing that April O'Neil is a playable character in Shredder's Revenge.
This game looks so good.
It does.
It's giving me like Scott Pilgrim was like the last game like this.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a decade ago of like just beautiful pixel art and like the gameplay looks fun. They actually like care and they're like putting like energy behind it. Every environment looks super fun. Like yeah, I'm so stoked for us to play this game.
This is like HD version of the Ninja Turtles arcade game and Turtles for Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. So 2 of which are the most famous and most beloved arcade beat 'em ups to this very day. Arcade 1-Up made a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles machine, including both of those games, Turtles in Time and the original one. Ooh. So seeing this,
look at this.
It's not WayForward. It's Tribute. Tribute Games is the one. Tribute is the same developer that made one of my favorite games of last year, Panzer Paladin.
Yeah, that game is great. You're right.
Yeah.
This definitely looks like there could be somebody else on the side of these turtles, right? Casey Jones is also coming to this game, right? I'm not crazy, right?
You know what? You're not crazy. I think Casey Jones is because there's some space right next to Michelangelo. When this game was first announced, I knew this was going to be instant buy for me. I would love it if if they do a physical release, not through limited run games, but like mass physical release. But if they don't, if I have to go through limited run, I'll set an alarm. I'll do it. But this is definitely a game I want physical, but also if I need to get it digitally as well, I'll shell the money for it because this.
You'll shell the money?
I will. I just caught it. Damn it!
Turtles and a half shell.
Turtles and a half shell.
This game looks great.
Ben, guess what time it is?
Is it my favorite?
It's time for Metroid Dread. That last trailer hyped me. This trailer hyped me way, way more. I am so ready to play another Metroid. I'm so stoked.
Oh my god! So seeing this trailer with this Chozo warrior right here. So quick bit of backstory for those of you who don't know much of Metroid lore. I don't really know much of Metroid lore myself. I was just reading up on it before we started recording. Ridley, the big dragon, he's a space pirate, killed Samus's family. Samus was adopted into the Chozos, which are these bird alien guys. And they essentially trained her, and they trained her to kick ass and take names. So seeing that Chozo in armor is like, oh, shit's going down. Like seeing this guy, he looks so
almost
cool.
like getting backstory in Mandalorian, but we're doing that for Samus, right?
Yeah,
like we're getting backstory about like her people and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, and we saw a little bit Kraid, a famous boss. He's coming back. He's all chained up, and also the new this multi-missile shot. This is we're seeing all new powers and abilities for Samus. We're seeing something like her going fast phasing that.
The back and forth blink teleporting is wild.
Yeah, there's so many new abilities that they never showed us when this game was announced at the Direct. There's Kraid. This game's. I was excited before. I'm 10 times more excited now. I am so happy. I know everyone was talking about, but Metroid Prime 4, where's Metroid Prime 4? And when this drops, I'm like, it's all about Dread right now. Metroid Prime 4, we'll wait. Dread. Dread is where it's at.
That game ain't coming out for like a year. I think let's worry about this one. You got any thoughts about this one?
My only experience with Metroid is the Prime series.
Yeah.
So this looks cool.
Yeah.
This style Metroid is foreign to me.
No, I got you.
So it may be where I dive in. It might not be. We'll see.
What if I told you that those first-person games are the exact same games, just in 3D? They are the same way you unlock things by finding new abilities.
No, yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. It's not something where I feel like it's just something where I'm like, my experience is in Prime, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta I'll have to orient myself.
Man,
We'll
you
see.
play video games.
Yeah, I have that horrible thing of, I like to play the things that came before.
Funny enough, I actually grew up with the 2D Metroid games over the 3D ones because I played Metroid Fusion. That was my first Metroid game, was Fusion for the GBA. And I'm about to start Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on, or else I'm gonna just keep gabbing about Metroid.
So this is a franchise that I really, really like, and it was my preferred open world crime franchise, Saints Row. The first Saints Row is very much a GTA knockoff. It wasn't really unique in a way, and then Saints Row 2 came out, and it started to take its own identity. It started being funnier, a lot cheekier than GTA. GTA's realism, and then Saints Row 3 happened, and that's where the Saints Row franchise is the Fast and the Furious of the video game franchises. It's no joke. It starts as a regular crime thing, and then by 4, in 4, you are the president of the United States living inside the Matrix, fighting an alien invasion. It is incredible. You are a superhero. You can do super speed, super flight, punch people in the buildings. It's incredible. They took a really different approach, and they're like, we are going back to basics, truly back to basics. No superpowers, nothing crazy. We're going back to Saints Row 1. And it's angered a lot of people. And I get why. Because this trailer is a pretty traditional trailer, if you ask me. It is very reminiscent of old Saints Row, but people don't really like that old Saints Row. So I'm excited because I believe in the developers and they have a cool vision. They say they do for these young people becoming crime lords. Do you guys have anything? Because I don't think this trailer did anything for a lot of regular people, to be honest.
It didn't really do much for me. I only know Saints Row by name. I never really played the games because I remember when I first saw footage of Saints Row when it first came out that it was a GTA knockoff because the only games I played are GTA, like GTA 5. Or I will watch my brother play San Andreas and Vice City. So watching this trailer, like once again, this is a fully cinematic trailer. There's no gameplay being shown, but I can only assume it's going to harken back to the first Saints Row games.
Third-person shooter, yeah,
third-person shooters, which there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the trailer looks cool. You got some, like this guy who just threw his motorcycle and bashed a dude's head in. And, I mean, really, this doesn't really do much. I wasn't a fan of the first of Saints Row before the reboot. I probably, unless I hear amazing things, I might dive into this, but other than that, I'll probably just skip it and go somewhere else.
Do you think this is going to operate like Fortnite?
Yeah. I see people with that comparison a lot, but Saints Row came out before Fortnite, and it's always kind of looked like this.
No. I mean, like the way you do Fortnite, the way you do Apex Legends.
Oh no. This is a single player open world story game.
Okay.
Yeah. No, they've already explained that.
I was going to say the visuals do look great, but once again, this is a pre-rendered CG animated trailer. I can't say anything about. Unlike with Dread, where we saw gameplay. That looked gorgeous. The graphics we saw in gameplay were the same we saw in cutscenes, whereas I could feel that if you go from cutscene to gameplay in this one, that's going to be vastly different.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the quality because this is going to be like a big budget PS5 game. It's hard to go back after experiencing Saints Row 4, which is like maybe one of the craziest games I've ever played in my life. And like they say they believe in the story and the characters, and that's the thing about Saints Row that's why people gravitate towards it opposed to GTA. Like all of the characters in Saints Row are awesome. They are so fun and lovable, and a lot of the characters in GTA are just assholes. And it's just a very different type of game. So like I believe in these developers. And also it's nice just to have a big open world game that's like filled with good stuff. Like I know at least there'll be a good game. I'm not worried about that.
It feels like it's primed to take that spot that like Free Guy looks like it lives in.
Yeah.
Which is between Fortnite and GTA.
Yeah.
So it could be its moment.
Yeah. Ooh, we got one called the Serpent Rogue. This is what you put on here. Sparkz. Yeah. I'm super interested.
I like talking about indie games.
I do too. Oh yeah.
I missed this one. Damn, I thought I caught them all the big ones.
No, you're good.
I thought this looked okay at first, and then the more I watched it, the thing that's standing out to me is I really like the world style.
Yeah.
There's not a ton that you can extrapolate on right now. We are seeing gameplay, but like
it is a open world survival.
Yeah. But I'm kind of enamored with the art style. And the longer I watched it, the longer I am watching it, the more I'm like, I would at least like to give this a shot.
Yeah.
It's certainly one I want to keep an eye out
You can
for.
tame dogs, and that immediately makes me interested. You can turn into a big monster. That seems cool. I wonder if this is a roguelite, because this type of game, a lot of these are where like, you survive as long as you can, build up a base as long as you can until you die.
Oh, those are cool looking. Those are cool looking monsters right there.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I really like the look of it, and so I'm curiously interested.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Bam, bam, bam. Let's talk about Blasphemous. Oh my god. Okay, so Blasphemous is this excellent, and I'm gonna go back to it now that there's more DLC coming out. It's this excellent side-scrolling Dark Souls platformer that's based in what's it called? Spanish Inquisition like iconography and also religious iconography, but it's like super Dark Souls dark and spooky. And you see this cool monsters here.
Did you play it in English or Spanish?
I started it in Spanish. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It adds to the tone so much. Like it's a Spanish developer, so it actually like it feels like proper. That's how it should be.
Waypoint had the whole interview with them where they were like, they talked with the team and they're like, honestly, like some things that we put into the script just don't translate to English.
That's exactly why I did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a terrific game, and it's selling so well even years later. Like they're adding more DLC, and they announced free DLC, and they announced a sequel that's coming out next year, I believe. So
2023.
2023. There you go. But yeah, this is a franchise that I'm
incredibly beautiful.
Yeah, super into.
No, I remember, Ryan, you telling me, because after I beat Dark Souls 3 with my brother, you were telling me that I need to play Blasphemous because I will get Dark Souls vibes out of this. And just watching this trailer, like seeing the lady with the armor when she's crying with her eyes covered and seeing that same armor set, I'm like, that looks like Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah.
This is Dark Souls. And, of course, right after this, the announcement of Blasphemous 2 coming out in 2023. And now it's like, you know what? How much money do I have in my eShop wallet? I should definitely check this out because this is on Nintendo, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a U game.
Yeah, you can play it on your Switch, and I've heard that that's a totally solid way to go through it. Yeah. That's what I have it on. So yeah, and I do recommend like playing it in Spanish with subtitles.
Oh yeah. Okay. So this game, New World, this is an MMO made by Amazon and. Amazon last game, Crucible, failed miserably and was taken off shops because it was so bad. Luckily, this game is in much better shape and people actually like it.
Right.
It's been in.
Move the mouse.
Oh no! There you go. It's been in beta for a long time. It's had open betas last year. People seem to really like it. It takes place in a fictional 17th century New World. So like leaving England to come to America, but a fake version of that where there's monsters and there's a comic book called Manifest Destiny that this really reminds me of, and it makes me really excited. I'm very into this idea. I love MMOs, but when they're done really well, which is why I haven't played one in a while because they're not very great anymore.
Right.
But I just love the aesthetic, and it's more of a what's called like action based instead of like turn clicked like old MMOs. Like it's more action based.
They're definitely really trying to get an audience for it because it pretty much every trailer I watched for Gamescom, the ad before was New World.
Oh yeah, they got that money.
It was for me. It was New World and Director's Cut Ghost of Tsushima. And it got to the point where if I have to see another goddamn trailer for New World, screw this game.
Well, guess what? We got one right here, baby.
I know it's
so my thing with New World is I was definitely nervous, like just at the outset, that it seems so heavily into like colonizers and that being like the main basis for the game.
Yeah.
It looks like it's expanded outside of that, but honestly, I can't tell how much is rooted in the story for it.
Yeah.
Which gives me pause just because any kind of like story trying to tackle like colonialism or any type of colonizing.
That's why it's a fake world.
Is usually even in fake worlds is like where's the one thing where we kind of go, ooh, Star Trek. It's colonization. And so like I don't know what to think or what to feel about it, and we'll kind of see as it goes. It's highly unlikely I'll ever touch it all.
Yeah. You're not really an MMO guy.
I am, and it was WoW, and that was
15 years ago.
And it was WoW, and it's Guild Wars 2, and like if I'm not going back to Guild Wars 2, then I'm not going back to an MMO.
No, exactly. Everyone who I've seen play this, I haven't seen any problems, but also there are people who don't really point out political things, so maybe they're not the right people.
So it's hard to see.
Next up, baby, we got Nasir, Son of Man. Hey, did you pick this because it looks like Metal Slug?
I did. You're 100% correct. I picked it because it looks like Metal Slug. I just wanted to talk about that. There's a game coming out that looks like Metal Slug.
It's like Russian cyberpunk.
It's like steampunk Metal Slug right there. Holy shit.
It also seems like the second half, like the first half of the trailer is front loaded with all this crazy action, but the second half is all like emotional.
Yes, it's a long trailer.
Backstory stuff.
Wait, how long is this trailer? 4 minutes?
Yeah. I'm really intrigued. I like that it looks like it plays so much like Metal Slug, and that it seems like it has a really heartfelt, well thought out story at the heart of it. I'm interested. This is appealing to me on a lot of my best senses. So
I'm Nacer,
Nacer, Nacer, son of man.
Ooh, okay.
Definitely some political stuff going on.
100%. It's just one I want to keep an eye on. I think it looks cool.
Speaking of keeping an eye on, watch out for that Outbreak on Outbreak Island.
Okay, so I saw the title and I saw an image from this, and this trailer was not what I thought it was going to be at all.
It's a survival. It's like another like open world survival thing. But it's more like story based where you're trying to find the clues of what happened to this island. But I thought it would be like zombies or something.
Yeah, but it's something
spooky,
something way different, and like the atmospheres look really good.
Yeah. This has action in it, right?
Yes, it does. That what you're looking at now is a lot of the atmosphere stuff. Yeah, this is where it picks up into the action.
Yeah, you're building houses and stuff. Yeah.
The atmosphere impressed me to an extent where I'm like, if I'm hearing good things about this, the environment looks like something that might be really cool to play in.
Parkour. Oh yeah, you got like what's called Fatal Frame almost, where you take pictures of monsters. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anytime you use a camera as a weapon,
I'm definitely like, you've already got me interested that like this dude's just randomly here on this island trying to figure out why and trapped, and there's a big pillar of green light just billowing up into the sky. And I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up with that? I'm definitely intrigued.
Absolutely, yeah. This is when does it come out? It doesn't have a release date, does it? Whoop.
I don't think it
Not
does.
yet. Coming soon.
Yeah.
Oh baby, here's a game.
Oh yeah, Jurassic Park.
Okay. So the only reason that we are talking about Jurassic World Evolution 2 is because of the trailer that we're going to look at after.
Got it.
So Jurassic World Evolution came out, and apparently it did well enough that they want to do a sequel, which is like, it's going more into the dinosaurs live in the world now, so they're building like nature preserves around Earth.
Because the looks of because I did see this trailer, and the looks of it, and by the looks of it, you're not a park official. You work for the Fish and Wildlife Bureau, the Bureau of Fish and Wildlife, which is an actual United States run bureau. It's an actual federal agency. Right.
I don't know if you necessarily work for them or you're just using the land that they have. Maybe. But so it's running with the premise that Fallen Kingdom set up, and it's basically like you can do the stuff from Jurassic World Evolution, except now it's not just an island.
It's in the world.
You can put it in the desert. Yeah. You can put it in the valley. You could. Cool, fine, whatever. Move on.
Yeah, that first one did sell well enough, but I didn't hear good enough things for me to want to play it.
Yeah.
This other one though.
This one, so it's weird. This is like that nickel meme joke. It's weird that it happened twice. Somebody decided that they saw Jurassic World Evolution and they could do it better, at least potentially. This is really interesting. And the only reason why this one really got me is I was looking at it and I'm like, okay, so it's basically just not Jurassic World, but we're doing the same shit as Evolution. It's the customization on the dinosaurs. Yes. It's the variety of how they can look that really caught my eye.
Oh, that's a cutie.
This is far more expansive than just like the Jurassic Park dinosaurs, or even dinosaurs you didn't see in Jurassic Park, what those dinosaurs would look like. This is like extrapolating the ideas of like what you think dinosaurs look like, what scientists postulate dinosaurs look like. So here's a great shot where it shows the variety. Like,
oh yeah,
all these different environments, all these different dinosaurs. This is very like
cheetah.
Very much the team wanting to expand on the concept of what we could imagine dinosaurs to look like.
I'm into it.
And I find that incredibly ambitious.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll play it, but I think it's really interesting that they're putting it up against Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it already looks 10 times better than Jurassic World.
It looks really good. Yeah. It looks really good.
I'm curious.
I know the footage for Jurassic World said it was alpha footage, so obviously it's not the best, but at the same time I'm looking at this, I'm like, this looks gorgeous.
So there was a Jurassic Park game. The name escapes me right now, but it came out a while ago on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. That was a park builder, and it was fine. It was fun. You had missions.
It was called Jurassic Park Builder.
I don't know if it was quite that, but so you'd build the park and you go and you do the safari, and it'd be fun to watch. And I had that experience. It's great. Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World Evolution 2, I think like the main appeal is meant to be you watching the dinosaurs. I'm like, just go watch the movies at this point. The Prehistoric Kingdom, like those feel like animals I want to actually build a preserve of and watch. It also sounds like the AI is like more sophisticated for them, at least from the snippets I was able to gather from the team. They're really trying to focus in on like reaching towards that Monster Hunter world ambition of like these creatures act like creatures, just existing in an environment. I'm like, that's shit I'd watch.
I love, like, I played Roller Coaster Tycoon so much and Zoo Tycoon, so like this is like the next step. Like, surprisingly, there haven't been that many dinosaur Zoo Tycoons, and I'm like, well, let's finally, I'll probably check this one out if it's good. Sorry, I'm the computer man and I'm drinking here. All right, guys, we got a cool Fight Club coming up next. It's called Midnight Fight Express. So this reminds me a little bit of Sifu, but that doesn't mean you can't have two nice things at the same time. This is a cool beat 'em up, a little more isometric, top down. But the animation is just so good, and every like kick and punch like animates like differently, and it's just like really great ragdoll.
Yeah, I think it looks so fluid.
Yes, fluid.
And that's what's really drawing my eye to it. And the environments look so dynamic and different.
Like this reminds me of John Wick more than like a Sifu.
Yes, I agree. It's caught because my biggest thing about Sifu is I'm not sold visually on looking at the action. I fully acknowledge that maybe playing. We'll talk about Sifu in a bit, but like maybe playing Sifu, it would feel good. But watching it doesn't feel good. Watching this feels good.
Seeing watching the enemies, just like Ryan said earlier, they just ragdoll is really fun to watch. And it's like, man, because I remember when I first got a game, I want to say it was Half-Life 2 with ragdoll, or it wasn't just ragdoll physics, but also it was just the crazy physics in that game in general. It was fun to play with. So every time there was a game that had crazy physics, ragdoll physics, I'm like, no, this is fun. And this looks like a good time to me.
It looks like it has such a wide variety too of like missions and environments and things you can do in the world. Like it's very appealing.
Summer 2022.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I missed this one, and I'm glad you put it on the list. Wolf Stride.
I'm here for your mech.
I am into this one. I am so into this one.
This is. It's not just like a mech game, but it's like a card builder or something.
It's
like
a mech. Okay, so it's like a mech RPG that's also a deck builder or like a bot builder, and it also has a bunch of mini games to it. But one of the things I really like about this is that this looks like a video game manga where it's all in black and white. There's no color, and you have to go do odd jobs to build your mech, which is known as the cowboy. You have to build a better mech to win fights, and the more fights you win, the more money you get, and the better you can build your robot.
Man, you show me a menu with a bunch of robot parts that have different types and budgets. That is Ryan Oleopoulos to a core. Oh
I think a lot of this
this is me.
Yeah, I think a lot of this looks so very cool, and you don't see a ton of like this part,
black and white
action,
too.
like animation, but when you see it, it looks incredible. And I think that like if I'm hearing good things, this is a must buy. Like this is a game that I think has a lot of cool ideas about how do we make a unique mech game behind it. I think they're nailing it so far.
Very, very unique. And again, anything to make me play a mech game, I'm into. Woo! Tandem, this might be one of my favorite things that I've seen here, you guys. Tandem of Tale of Shadows is a cooperative, or I think it's a single player, but it's a cooperative in-game.
It is single player.
It's a single player puzzle game using different perspectives of down and then up. It is. I've never seen a game like this before. This is so impressive. The only thing
it reminds me of the Wii Paper Mario
Yeah,
but you have two characters rather than like you pick the areas where you switch. Every area is all about you switching the perspective between two characters rather than just like select places where you switch from the 3D to the 2D.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Those Paper Marios had those.
But this looks really, really cool, and the puzzles look really interesting.
I wish it was 2-player, but I get why. Like one person wouldn't be doing something for a while. This looks so gorgeous. Again, like a new idea that I haven't really seen done well. I'm super stoked for this one.
They talked a lot about like the progression of it. It sounds a lot like It Takes Two in the sense of what you go through on the puzzles of like each chapter. You culminate in learning new tools or new things, and you use all of them to encounter your boss battles at the end.
I love it. Yeah, it looks super cool. Oh, back to Fight Club, baby. What happens if you get beat up a lot? You get old. Welcome to Sifu.
I like the art of this. I just don't think the action looks as good as I want it to.
Yeah. I think
I'm hoping it plays well. If it feels good, then we're golden. But
I can already imagine the PlayStation 5 controller with every punch giving like a
for sure. Like I'm hoping because I want to like this game. But it's honestly at the point where I need to put hands on it to know.
If Midnight Fight Express, if I didn't see that, I'd be all in on this one.
Sure.
But now that I know that game exists, I'm like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I'm definitely, if I had to choose between Sifu or Midnight Fight Express, I'd pick Midnight Fight Express as well.
This has honestly been my challenge since Sifu started marketing itself, is that I'm like, this looks like something I could like, but I feel like I need to touch it to know.
Yeah. Sandwalkers.
I'm not normally big on these kind of games. But this, and we aren't going to hear it right now. So if you haven't watched it, you're going to have to watch it on your own. But this game sold me on the lore, because basically the next 2 minutes of this trailer are just beautiful art and then telling you what this world is. And I'm like, okay, this looks like a world I want to be in, even if it's not a kind of game I usually want to play.
It's a turn-based roguelite exploration game. Okay. Every game is with those.
But the lore of this and the characters seem so compellingly interesting and unique and original. I think it's gonna get me.
Yeah.
Well, there's a giant cobra dude just walking by. He's talking to a giant snail.
Brandon won't play this then.
No, he won't. He hates snakes.
Turn-based. I like turn-based shit.
I enjoy turn-based stuff. Yeah.
This trailer is more lore than anything else. There's very little like in the moment gameplay shown.
Yeah. So when I watched this trailer first, I thought this part was gameplay. I've heard us rolling a ball. I'm like, I like walking simulators, but I don't know about this one.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is just lore. Yeah. I agree. I think the lore looks really cool. I'll have to see some actual gameplay.
Visually, it looks gorgeous.
Oh, the last Aura crew. How do you do? Oh, there it is. Oh, not working. Hold on. Technical difficulties. There we go. What's this one again? Okay, so this dude.
Oh,
this one. Right.
This is a dude, and he's explaining that like he has no idea why he's here, and he's trying to learn it, and it's like an interesting mix of sci-fi and fantasy.
Yes. This is the role-playing game where it's like there are thousands of choices. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it sounds really ambitious.
Yes.
And I like the idea of mixing these genres. A lot of the gameplay isn't selling me.
Yes.
But the concept has me at least wanting to hear more.
I've played enough bad RPGs that sounded big in scope.
Right.
So I have reservations, but this looks cool.
This one also seems like it's much like what we're seeing. A lot of it is still kind of early in.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that like we're gonna hear more and we'll see more that looks a little sharper. But I do like the idea presented here of this guy not aware of what's going on.
Well, I do like
now that I see gameplay though, I'm not sure.
Yeah. No, the gameplay looks rough, and I'm like, I'm not positive about this.
I mean, I like how it said that you can play with co-op, but I also agree with Ryan, because every time I feel when games with like RPGs like this saying, "Oh, your choices matter. There's multiple endings, multiple paths," they say that, but then their definition of multiple is maybe like 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. And then you look at a game like Chrono Trigger, which how many endings does Chrono Trigger have? 5?
10 if you're Shadow the Hedgehog.
Ooh. Speaking of shadows.
Okay.
So here's a game that this game came out in 2015. The original Dying Light, and I picked it up with 3 of my coworkers, and it ended up being like the most fun I've had with a game like in a long time. And I played the game for like a solid month with these 3 other people. Dying Light is a open world parkour zombie survival game where the parkour is really, really, really good, and the fighting is really, really good.
And to Ben's point, what he was just talking about, like where your choices matter, like your choices matter in this game because you choose how you help factions.
Yep.
You choose things, and you can literally be like, hey, that choice you made, you kind of screwed over this whole section of the world.
Yeah.
They're kind of gonna die now. Great job.
And the cool thing about this world, there's like obviously like there's regular zombies, and then there's like big monster zombies. The thing about the world in this, there's a 24-hour day-night cycle, and at night the zombies become worse, and then the super evil monster zombies come out. So like being out at night is like it's double the danger, but also double the reward because there's extra stuff at night to collect. This game's been in development for 5 years, and it got canceled at one point, and then they brought it back. I am so excited for this game.
Yeah, it looks really good.
I love parkouring in games. I love zombie open world survival games, and like that first game's excellent. And I was bummed when it was canceled.
It looks like they've upped the parkour even more from the first one.
Like, look at this. Like, you take a zombie down.
Moves.
I'm super into this game, and it is still a big co-op, like big open world game. So maybe some of us will play.
I think you'd really like this one, Ben.
Yeah, it's very melee combat.
I think you'd like Dying Light. I think you should play Dying Light.
Yeah.
Is what
I'll definitely. Also, I just looked it up because I was curious. Chrono Trigger has 12 different endings.
Ooh, 12.
There it is.
I love it. Ooh, Townscaper. I've played this game. This game has been on PC for a while, but it's coming to Switch. I
just think it's real charming.
It is truly like one of the most relaxing, fun games. It's not even a game. It's just like you just build towns and you just color them, and it has like an algorithm, so you can just like build any type of castle you want. It's truly like
makes so much sense for it.
It is a perfect Switch game. Like, oh man, have a drink or spark up a little something, whatever you're into, and just build the town of your dreams. You can do it on like an ocean. You can do it on land.
The sound design is so satisfying.
It's chill town USA, my guys. Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
SimCity.
It's like SimCity, but just chill.
It's SimCity with literally no complications or no there's no objective. Like you just build a city. Like and there's no you just do it.
It seems very, very charming. I like it.
Oh yeah. It's on Switch. That is the perfect Switch game.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of perfect games, I don't know. Time Loader looks really cool. This is a time travel game, a time travel puzzle platformer game. Yeah. Did you watch this one, Ben?
No, I did not.
Okay, just take a look at it for a second because I think it looks really neat. Yeah, you're just a little robot sent from the past, or excuse me, sent from the future to stop a cataclysmic event from happening, and you just gotta like make your way downtown walking fast as a robot.
Yeah, so you're solving puzzles bit by bit, and it seems like you travel back and forth.
Yeah.
Through time, so that kind of helps you to know how you're doing with the puzzles and everything.
Yeah.
Because you go into like the little microwave box, and then you come out in the past or the future.
Oh, it's the micro. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this comes out. It doesn't say when. Yeah, this looks really cute. I'm sure this is like a little quick game to play. Definitely interested in this one.
This definitely looks like something you can sit down and play for a few minutes at a time. You don't have to sink so many hours into it like other games do.
Absolutely. This also looks like maybe one of those games. You suck at parking.
God, this one looks great.
Stopping is parking, so you can never stop unless you're actually going to park.
Yeah.
This looks really cool.
I don't remember seeing a trailer for this before, unless this is
I don't
new.
think so. I think this is an announcement trailer.
Okay, yeah.
I think this looks like really fun for a little, like probably not very expensive indie game.
Yeah.
I'm willing to put in some money and spend a couple hours on this.
Oh, and you can customize it.
I think the obstacles look great. I think the courses look great. Such a simple but entertaining concept, I think.
Oh yeah, great visual design.
Like just when the title says you suck at parking, I was like, what the heck does that entail? But watching the gameplay footage and seeing this game in action, I'm like, oh no, this looks like a fun game to play with friends. It's like, oh, I bet I can get that in a bit quicker time than you. This is definitely a game I could probably put some hours into just to nail that one trick to get through the obstacle and prove that I don't suck at parking.
Yeah, I really like the look of this. I think it's very, very cute.
Yeah.
I really hope it comes out on Switch. A lot of games that say
It's the inevitable path. Or you can just get the Steam portable, the Steam Deck.
So this is a game, a sequel to a game I haven't played yet. Lost Judgment is a sequel to Judgment, which is a Yakuza spin-off. But this franchise, Judgment, focuses on being a private detective, a private investigator. So you're doing like more detective work and like solving crimes, interviewing people. It's still like a beat 'em up like Yakuza is, but it's more like detective based,
narrative based,
yeah. Or not that Yakuza isn't, but this is definitely more detective stuff. We're not gonna watch a 6-minute trailer. It's a bunch of stuff about characters none of us know anything about. But that game is cool. Speaking of other things that are cool,
that trailer looked cool. The story looked cool.
Speaking of things that are cool, alien languages, my guys, I love them.
I thought that was fun.
Annihilation.
You guys want to explore the concept of religion and science at the same time?
Yeah. So
here we are.
So this game is coming out in a couple months. Some people have already started playing it, and I'm hearing lots of mixed things about it. I think this looks incredible. Which makes me even more sad if it's not really good.
So my understanding about it is the concepts of religion and like how that influences your relationship with what you're doing in the world,
your space explorer,
and how you've evolved over time. So basically, like the really simplified version is that somebody wrote books about what the concept of like the importance of the universe and the purpose of it is, and generations and generations go by, and those books are now the law of how this whole group of people believe the universe functions.
Yeah.
And you are contributing to that belief system by your exploration. That sounds really cool. There's a lot of interesting concepts at play. The art is visually very appealing.
Yeah.
Apparently the handling is not great.
Yeah.
So if the gameplay isn't there, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
And it sounds like the gameplay might not be there from early playthroughs.
It gives me No Man's Sky vibes in terms of like you're scanning things, you're going to multiple worlds to collect things. It's definitely more like
but people have been very specific that this is not it's very narrative focused. Your events are not randomized. You are experiencing specific things for specific reasons at specific moments.
I think I hope that one turns out to be all right. Oh my gosh, so here's a funny thing. This game, Gigabash, I thought this game came out already, and I bought it. But what I bought was Mecha Override 2.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because I was like, oh, that's a mech game I wanted to play. It turns out this is the mech game I've been waiting to play, you guys.
Gigabash
was insane.
I remember seeing a trailer for this, I want to say last year, and I was curious.
We watched an early teaser. What's awesome about this trailer is that they showed that these kaiju do some incredible things, like get bonus transformations, which I think is awesome.
I love it.
That they transform into even bigger kaiju, even grander forms, which is something that has happened in kaiju films. And I love that it's come to this game. This looks like a ton of fun. I can definitely see ourselves and Brandon doing these 4-player fights with each other, teaming up 2v2 or whatever. This looks cool. This looks like a really, really inventive, clearly made by people who love the genre game.
We don't get enough.
I can't wait to see.
We don't get enough.
These transformations look so good.
Yeah, just seeing that robot, I'm already thinking, I was like, oh, that's gonna be my main when I get this
how
game.
It totally changes like the fight because your size like
triples. You know what this reminds me of? Power Stone.
Look at that transformation.
This reminds me of Power Stone.
It reminds me of that too.
Yeah,
I agree.
Monster
and I love Power Stone. I'm all about this. I think this looks awesome. I can't wait to play it.
Gigabash. Does it have a release date?
Coming soon.
Okay, it's coming to PS4, so that's good.
I'm
yes.
so glad.
Yes.
This is why I'm mad Brandon didn't do this with us.
Yeah.
This game is why I'm mad Brandon didn't do
this is cute Rampage.
Hey, you remember Rampage? You want it to be kawaii, essentially? This is it. When I was watching this trailer, I was like, I need to make sure I get to talk about this because this game looks so damn cute. It's so adorable. And I'm like, I'm watching this. I'm like, this gives me Rampage vibes. And I go down to the description. It's like a Rampage inspired. I'm like, well, of course it's Rampage inspired, but it's so gorgeous. The art style, the pixel art's great. The music is just everything about this looks great.
Punish unbelievers.
You're right about it being like Rampage, but this is the thing. It's also got environmental messages. Hemosaurus is here to punish those who are hurting the environment.
Punish non-believers.
And it's co-op. Great. I'm here. I love it. I think this looks great.
I want to say, because I don't think there's a release date for this one yet, but I'm pretty sure this is also coming out on Switch. Because let's see, where's it? Yeah, it's coming out. Okay, yeah, it's coming out on Switch on the Nintendo eShop. It doesn't have a release date.
I've looked ahead at the trailers we have left, and everything from here on is bangers.
That's why I kind of say
Yeah. No. Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
good.
Everything from here is bangers.
I think out of all the trailers I've seen, besides Metroid Dread, the ones that I did not know were coming, Terror of the Hemosaurus is my absolute favorite one. That's the one I'm most excited for. Besides, like
so
Dread and Shredders, and Shredder's Revenge. I'm also excited for this one. This one looks really cool too.
Oh my god, I forgot about the Gorgonites.
The small soldiers.
The small soldiers game. This game looks incredible. I want to play this so bad.
Right,
so this game looks.
This game reminds me a lot. There's a Dreamcast game called Toy Commander, where essentially you were playing as toy vehicles, toy planes, and you were. So the vehicles themselves look like military vehicles and stuff. They don't look like toys, but your enemies look like toys. Like the final boss was a Terminator-esque teddy bear that was locked away in the attic.
I played that game. That was a game I played on Dreamcast.
Oh, guys, this is a Left 4 Dead. Yes. I thought this was a multiplayer game.
It's 4-player co-op.
I thought this was a multiplayer game. This is Left 4 Dead.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. So it's a 4-player co-op. It's a PvE campaign.
Yes, I'm into it.
I think this will be a ton of fun. For us to play. I think it's very, very cool.
This reminds me of Ryan Otley's art stuff.
This is one 100% we're doing for together.
Amazing.
Very likely it's an arcade.
I totally saw the systems in the last second. What systems is this coming out for?
Let's see. I'm coming.
I don't think it said.
It didn't say. I'm sure it's everything though. Yeah, I'm sure it's everything.
Right.
Oh, hey guys, this is the first Star Wars or Lego game I've been actually excited for in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Not just because it's a collection of all the Star Wars games. The Lego franchise has been very stagnant in the way the games are. And this is like the first time that they're actually changing it so it's more behind the back and it's more cinematic. And it's more like, it just looks infinitely better.
A regular video game.
It just looks like a regular video game. And like, no offense to those Lego games.
Right.
But it's keeping the charm and the humor that the Lego games are known for. Like the scene where we saw where like, how did my father die? And then Obi-Wan's like, So you still get that tongue-in-cheek humor, but at the same time, I do agree. This looks like a Lego game because, no offense to the other Lego games, I'm sure they're fine games. I just haven't really played them and put the time into it.
Zooming that camera in makes it look infinitely better. Better.
They really went completely back to the drawing board and remade those originals from top to bottom. There's nothing is carrying over from them.
What's crazy is also like you're not playing the games from 1 to 9. You kind of can do whatever you want, like an open world game in the galaxy.
So this has been standard for recent Lego games.
Yeah?
If you do the Jurassic Park games, they're like this.
Okay.
From Lego, they let you kind of go about it in the way that you want to, and you exist in hub worlds, which are incredibly well designed. And the Star Wars ones are no different that we're seeing here. Like
I've just done the Marvel Lego
This
ones.
world is so true to the films. Like there's so many environments that they are recapturing so well. It looks like just a good time to just play through those movies. It looks like a good time.
This game was supposed to come out like 3 years ago.
It was. Well, what was I gonna say? Lego Indiana Jones was one of the Lego games I first started playing, and you can pick which movie to go to first. It doesn't matter which one it was. This was the original trilogy, by the way. So you can, if you want to start off in Temple of Doom, start off in Temple of Doom.
Yeah, but the hub worlds have gotten far more expansive since then. As you can see, like you can fly to Tatooine, you can fly to all these other places. That's not in missions. That's just you going and doing things.
That's really cool. Yeah. I'm into that. I'm definitely gonna get this Lego game.
It looks really, really good.
Yeah. Cult of the Lamb, my friends.
Here's another.
Needed this until I saw it.
The second I watched this, I'm like, what the frack am I watching? And then as the more I watched it, I'm like, I really want to get this game.
This animation is gorgeous. The concept is so cool. But then the gameplay happened and I was like, the gameplay looks awesome.
Yeah.
I love the look of this game.
Yeah. You basically play someone who is like worshiping like a demon god, and like you become like a cult leader. And it looks like
it's like it's a bullet hell, but it's also a hack and slash. That's also
Castle Crashers.
Look at this art.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
It reminds me of Castle Crashers. But
it's also you got like a little bit of Stardew Valley in there, where you have to like build, or not Stardew Valley, maybe Animal Crossing is a better comparison, where you have to build your town and get your cult followers to give up their souls.
I love it.
So it's so dark and demonic and cute at the same time. It's so good.
Yeah. The bosses are false prophets. It's so good.
I think there's also like you watch one of your guys get sacrificed and he's all like scared, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm being sacrificed to someone."
Yes, right here.
No, maybe not there. But
yeah. I know what you're talking about. It's the one. Yes, right here. And he's like,
"This is the guy."
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, he's
take me.
Yeah. You know what the triangle
incredible.
dude, Sparkz? You know what the dude on top of the lamb's head reminds me of a lot? Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls.
Sure. Yeah, it's got that eyeball.
It's got the eyeball that
right there. Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm picking that up for sure.
All right. Call of Duty Vanguard.
Oh my god.
This is the first Call of Duty that I've been excited for in oh boy, lots of years.
That cinematic trailer was neat. This sold me.
So this is going back to because Call of Duty hold on real quick, Ben. When Call of Duty, the first like 6 games have had incredible campaigns. Call of Duty was always known for having really excellent single player campaigns, and the multiplayer has always been good, right? But then they realized that only 2% of people play the campaigns.
Like the moment in, I want to say, Modern Warfare 2, when Commander Shepard kills your character in cold blood.
Shepard?
That was like it was a holy shit moment. That was like top 10 anime betrayals right there. When this guy who's been leading you to fight this war has been in on it from the beginning.
Yeah. I still think my favorite campaign is the first Black Ops, because that had Gary Oldman and Sam Worthington actually being good, and Ice Cube and William Hurt, like all these incredible actors, and it's like an incredible story about like the 70s and like brainwashing and like the Cold War. And then they just stopped.
Mason? The numbers, what do they mean?
You got it. So
I played
Call
that
of Duty's
game.
Call of Duty's back. World War II. It's got a fully like a diverse creative team behind it. Laura Bailey is voicing our main character, and Ben, you love Laura Bailey. She's in everything. I love Laura Bailey. This campaign just looks sick, and it's like they're really trying. And it's just, of course, Call of Duty, Activision has all the money in the world, so of course it looks gorgeous. I'm just super excited to go back to a excellent campaign in Call of Duty. I'm really excited.
So I completely agree. For the past few years, I want to say ever since Modern Warfare 3, I've been writing Call of Duty off as kind of like Madden, where it's coming out every year. It's the same shit. There's nothing. The only thing that's different is maybe a title or something. But watching the trailer for Vanguard and this gameplay trailer and just seeing everything that you do, it's like this is good. There's hardly any dialogue, but it's telling me a story. You were going like this 1 hour earlier. You were going to the medical tent you're essentially what I assume is a nurse. You're a medical attendant. And then the Nazis come, bomb Stalingrad, and now you're fighting for your life.
And you play as the most what is it, like the most badass, like a sniper in the history of England or something, like the woman
of the Soviet Union.
Sorry. Like a real character. Obviously a lot of this is probably gonna be faked because it's a video game, but like, we're taking from real history when we can. I'm like, that's always fun.
Not to be reductive, but this does feel like you get to play in the world that feels like 1917, like watching that. I understand that, like, it's not the same, but that's some things in that movie were so visceral for how you felt like you were right there next to them. And it feels like they're capturing that feeling in this game where you really feel like you're in it.
Just
really
adding, bringing, like, obviously it's war stuff, but like bringing a personal touch to these war stories is something that like Call of Duty's always been kind of good at. And then obviously there's the big bombast stuff, like you mentioned, with like betrayals and like, oh, betrayed the country and stuff like that. But like, there's some really good human stuff too. And it's like, I'm glad they're getting back to that. I don't really care about the multiplayer. I'm sorry.
Wow. That's a pretty cool skin. I'm not going to lie. That's funny. But yeah, normally Call of Duty, I would just like be like, who cares? Cause I feel like a lot of people say, oh yeah, the campaigns have kind of like gone south after Modern Warfare 3. Whereas now I mean, I'm still a little reserved because once again, it is Call of Duty, it is Activision Blizzard. But if I hear this game is like fantastic, like if the single player campaign is like glowing reviews across the board, I probably will pick this up.
I want to support it because the creative team behind it is like mostly women and like diverse, like LGBT women. And it's just something that, again, like, yeah, Activision sucks, but also there's people at that company trying to make that place a better place for the future. And I'm like, I want to support those people. And like, we finally got to do it in the biggest franchise of all time in Call of Duty. I'm there to support it. Let's see if it's good quality though. Yes, Ben, I agree.
Yeah, I really want to support. Like, I did not know that. I didn't know this team was mostly women. I didn't know it was LGBTQ plus women, or LGBTQ plus people behind it, which I think is like hell yeah. At the same time, I know when I see the name Call of Duty, I'm still a little maybe. Let me dip my toe in the water first before I decide to fully jump in. But I'm hopeful. Seeing this trailer, I am hopeful.
We are sports. How many innings are in baseball? 9, right? Those 9 innings.
Yeah,
we're in the 8th inning, boys. Doke V. So this game took the world by storm the last couple days. This game is the Pokemon game that we've actually always wanted. This is it. This is the open world, ridiculously detailed in kind of weird, scary ways, while also being a monster collecting game. But it's an open world multiplayer.
It feels like it's so much more than just Pokemon.
No,
I feel like that's like
no, it is.
I know a lot of people have been like,
no, it is.
They've been describing it that way, and it's to me, this seems like the capturing of when you were a kid and your imagination was just, I wish I could do X right now. Yeah. And you just imagined doing that thing. You can just do that thing now. Yeah. You can change what you look like. You can jump into the sky.
This doesn't explain what the game is, but I know what the game is, and it's monster collecting. And there's not hundreds of monsters. There are dozens of monsters, and every time you get a monster, you do a quest to unlock that monster. And and there's giant monsters to fight and stuff. So it is quasi Pokemon. It's Pokemon Kids GTA. It's a lot of things. It looks so wild. I like it's so wild.
The whole time I'm watching this trailer, I'm sitting here thinking, what am I watching? Do you collect monsters? Do you not collect monsters? So I am very confused, but I'm also very intrigued because it looks adorable. It's, dare I say, wholesome. Yeah, and it's like it's innocent. It's not like Saints Row. It's definitely not like Call of Duty. But you got these kids who are just going around this Tokyo-esque looking town, just skateboarding and having a good time. And oh hey, let's go get these monsters. And they're cute monsters. They're not like I'm gonna murder you monsters.
The origin of the game is it started as an MMO, and it was going to be a Pokemon-esque MMO, and then they tightened it, scaled it down to be a single player co-op thing, which I think is for the best. So they can actually focus on making a good game and not have to like spend it on years and years and years doing that kind of thing. Yeah. I just think it looks gorgeous, and like it's got a really unique art style of like some things are hyper detailed and then like the kids are like chibi. Like it's just unlike anything I've ever seen. And I hope it pays off. Because this has been in development for a long, long time. It's just like a big gamble for this company. Like and I hope it works. Yeah. I think it looks stupid weird. And
some of that stuff just looks so cool.
Yeah. And we've made it to the cream of the crop. It's the bottom of the 9th. We're about to hit a home run, y'all. We're all comic book fans here.
Yes,
I'm a big fan. Well, Ben, you too. I don't know how much you. We're fans of tactical games. We love Fire Emblem. We love XCOM. This was rumored last year. Fantasy, yeah, you got Fantasy Tactics and all that, whatever you said.
Or I was gonna say I said Advance Wars.
Oh, Advance Wars. Yes. Well, Marvel's getting one. And this is basically like a dream game come true for me, especially because I've been so enraptured with Ghost Rider the last month. Midnight Suns has been on my mind for literally weeks on end, and this gets announced. So for me, this is the greatest Gamescom.
Serendipity.
It's serendipitous, absolutely. I think it looks wild. We don't know too much about gameplay, but if you played XCOM or Fire Emblem, you know what the gameplay is for those type of games. I want to hear what you guys have to think. I'm sure you're positive.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous. Even the cover for Enter Sandman is really good, and I know that doesn't have anything to do with the game. It just like adds an extra level of oomph to it. The whole time I'm looking at this, I'm like, I don't know who that like snake lady is, but seeing the Marvel heroes, like seeing Wolverine, Blade, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, just Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider.
Magic.
Magic. Oh my god, Magic is in this game. Just watching all these characters, I'm like sitting here going, oh god, this looks so good. This looks amazing.
So that, my friends, is Lilith. Lilith is the mother of demons. She originally was the daughter of Dracula, and then they retconned that away. So because they couldn't do that. You play as the Hunter, who is an original Marvel character created for this game. You could be
and the daughter of Lilith.
And the daughter of Lilith. So you are fighting your own mother and the mother of demons.
Also, the armor set that they have, like them walking up with that gold and black sort of like color scheme, just looks so freaking cool.
Yeah, this not just because I love Marvel, but like I think this is a really hype trailer. It gets to show off heroes, one that you haven't seen before, but also heroes in new lights. Like having all the heroes in mystical dark armor is like just so cool. And again, I'm in Ghost Rider mode, so I'm all about that dark aesthetic. And seeing like again Magic and Nico from the Runaways, like this is a game made with so much passion. I've watched a couple of interviews with the developers. They are so excited. They love Marvel Comics. Like this is going to be a winner. The XCOM games have been all great. Got a demon dog in here. Like I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a PS5 game for me because just those visuals alone are at like a lot of the games like Shredder's Revenge, Switch, Terror of the Hemosaurus, Switch. There's another game, Blasphemous, Switch, Midnight Suns, PS5.
Yeah, you got those.
I want the PS5. I want those visuals to pop.
Yeah. Doki V2.
Yeah. And you know, like if I really wanted to be like a comic book nitpicky guy, like why is Iron Man there? Why is Captain America there? Like you got to sell the game. Like I'm not mad about it. Like if this were a big comic book crossover, like those guys would have their own, tie-in. So I'm not too mad at that. Plus, again, they're getting their own like magical armor, so it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that was the last trailer, right?
That was the last trailer, yes, sir.
All right, groovy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. Midnight Suns looked so good.
Yeah, and
okay. Now, once again, I know I keep saying earlier with like Far Cry and with Saints Row, I said, yeah, it's a cinematic. We don't know what the gameplay is, but I agree with Brian. Midnight Suns was a hype ass trailer, and I saw no gameplay footage of it. And you said it's a tacticals game. I love tactics games. I'm like, I'm in. I'm sold. Yeah, I'm probably gonna watch a gameplay trailer. I'm like, yeah, I'm still sold. I still want it. Gimme.
It's just a level of bold ambition you didn't expect a Marvel game to come out with.
It's a corner of the Marvel universe that, like, honestly, like is like, it's one of their lower ones. Like Cosmic is really high right now. Like Marvel horror, like it's usually it pops up every now and then. But like this is a huge ass big budget game made by the guys who made XCOM, not like a smaller team, like the guys. Also, they added that in between missions, you're going to be going to this place called the Abbey, which is, again, like helped created by Marvel. It's like an actual Marvel place where all the heroes hang out to do all their fighting. You get to have like relationships with the heroes and become friends with them. And if you become better friends with certain heroes, they unlock more powers because you have like a magical bond with them. That's shit out of Persona. That's JRPG shit.
That's also out of
Fire Emblem.
Yeah, because you build relationships. If you build certain friendships with characters, then if that unit is next to your unit, they can hop in and guard you so you don't take a hit. And then it's like they up your stats for that round. It's really interesting.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Xenoverse, yeah. So, gentlemen, I know I probably said my favorite trailers of the games I'm most hyped for. What are yours? What games are your most hyped, or what games are you most excited for after seeing these trailers?
Those last 5.
Honestly, like like Call of Duty, Doki V, and Midnight Suns are definitely the top 3. But for like the smaller games, again,
Terror of Hemosaurus.
That looks good. What's it called? Tandem, the game with the multiple perspectives. I worry that the game might become like visually overwhelming, maybe because there's just a lot might be going on screen. Otherwise, like that is like a game I've never seen before, so I'm like I really would like to try that one.
I mean, I've said earlier, but besides my obvious one, which is Metroid Dread, it's definitely Shredder's Revenge because we get to play as April, which as far as I remember, this is the first time April O'Neil has ever been playable in a Ninja Turtles game. I could be wrong, but this is from what I remember from playing old beat-em-ups like that. And Terror of Hemosaurus. The second I finished watching Terror of Hemosaurus, I was instantly like, put those aside. I'm like, that is the one I am 100% the most excited for.
Actually, there's a trailer we didn't watch, and it's okay, but it's the Death Stranding director's cut. That one's just for me. They're adding like racetracks, and they're adding a Metal Gear Solid like obstacle course.
Ryan.
Oh boy, I love it.
I watched that.
Hell yeah, I'm glad you watched it. Isn't it silly?
I watched that earlier. I'm the whole time looking, so I was like, this is Ryan's thing right here.
See, I didn't beat that game because I didn't fully love it. But I think with a PS5 upgrade and all the DLC stuff, like that'll make me appreciate it more, and I can actually finish it. Yeah, that's it.
I think like Cult of the Lamb.
Yes.
Is
obviously. I forgot about Cult of the Lamb. It's Terraphemosaurus, Cult of the Lamb, and then my obvious ones.
I'm really excited. I'm really hopeful for Hypercharge.
Yeah.
The Small Soldiers toy one.
Yeah.
I think if that really hits, I think that could be a ton of fun to play with you guys. I'm really into the whole setup of it. And as far as like a lot of the smaller indie ones, I think I'm just so really, really curious if I'm going to get sucked into Sandwalkers.
Yeah.
Because I think that world looks so cool. The lore looks so good. And I'm like, I do not normally play this kind of game. But this one might get...
Is that a Switch game, do you know?
Probably. I don't think... I think it's Steam and Switch.
Okay. If it is Switch, like that is the Switch is perfect for turn-based stuff, so you can just be on the couch, just take your time.
Yeah. And then I think right next to like Terraphemosaurus of like, oh yeah, I'm buying this, is Midnight Fight Express.
Oh god, I want that so bad.
Yeah, another game I'm really looking forward to, but once again, every time they had like the title screen and say what consoles or systems it was available for, Wolfstride said it was wishlist for Steam. I really hope it eventually comes out on Switch because I feel like that game would be perfect for the Switch as well as besides Steam because it's gorgeous. I mean, like Terraphemosaurus and Shredder's Revenge, obviously they're gonna be on the Nintendo Switch. There's no doubt about that. But Wolfstride looks so interesting. It looks like I'm playing a manga. And at first I was a little bit like, I don't know if the black and white is really going to work for me. But the more I watched, I'm like, no, this is like, I love manga. I have a huge collection of manga downstairs. Why wouldn't I like this? Is giant robot manga. I mean, if they come out with a special version where you can turn the color on and off, cool. But as of right now, I'm totally fine with it being black and white. I want this to be on the Switch. And I really hope it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. I feel like most popular indie games end up on there some way, somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, Cuphead, after it came out on Xbox, it was immediately ported to... Or not immediately, but very quickly, it was ported to Switch first.
Cuphead had a 1-year exclusivity deal.
Yeah, and then it went to... And now it's on PS4.
Yeah,
Slash
there's
PS4.
a lot of smaller examples you can definitely point to of like move, especially if the move is from Steam to Switch.
Hades. Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, Hades is when Hades came out, it was only available for Steam and Switch.
No, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, like usually indie games, if they're on PC, they generally Steam is the second place they're at.
Definitely. But man, a lot of
Damn it, yes.
But man, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good games coming out. I'm like,
Thanks for hanging out in Cologne, Germany, where Gamescom takes place.
Oh, that's what it was? Oh.
Yep, Germany.
I did not know
that. Biggest convention in the world, bigger than San Diego Comic-Con. 130,000 people go every year. It's crazy. Not this year, because there's a pandemic.
Yeah, because you know what? I think I remember a bunch of people going to Gamescom a few years ago, like cosplayers and a bunch of people going there because, you know, it's Gamescom. It's one of the biggest, it is the biggest convention. But then it's like, it's in Germany. I can't go to Germany.
You know what's my other favorite thing about this Gamescom? Pretty much every trailer and all that came out was for games that are coming out within a year.
Yes.
So they're not doing the like, hey, be hyped, like sometime in 2025 you might play this.
I mean, there are a few titles that were coming out in a few years, like Blasphemous 2 is coming out.
Sure, but it didn't come with a trailer. They showed a trailer with the DLC and said Blasphemous 2
Share my screen real quick.
Sharing the screen.
Coming out. This is a bloodbath of games. Elden Ring, Pokemon Legends, Tom Clancy's Extraction, Horizon, Destiny, Sifu, Saints Row, Evil Dead, Marvel Midnight Suns. This is a stacked list for those 3 months.
That's January. That's from January to March. That's right after Christmas.
That's a bonanza of games, my friend.
Oh my God, Elden Ring is coming out January 21st. Oh,
happy birthday to me, baby. That's so good. Yeah.
Oh man, I need a PS5 so quick.
I'm just so pleased with not trying to hype us on games we're not going to touch for like 5 years.
I feel like they learned that. Well, because I think again the pandemic.
I think they're learning that lesson through the
Mhm.
pandemic. They're learning. Okay.
Yeah,
Especially Halo Infinite being like, as far as like a marketing hype machine, one of the biggest blunders that they've ever had.
I still cannot believe. Last thing I'm going to say on this: Halo Infinite was supposed to launch last year. It's launching this December, and it's missing Forge and co-op campaign. Like, what state was that game in last year that they were going to release it? I can't even fathom how bad that game was going to be. Like, I couldn't even. It's so crazy. Like, just take your time, guys.
We live in a patch
post-patch
world.
It's the worst.
We most certainly do.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a few games I was watching that I don't want to put any game down, saying like, oh, this is gonna bomb on release.
Mhm.
But when you guys told me that 12 minutes is considered a bad game, I'm now like, I'm a little nervous for some of them. A lot of them I'm not. A lot of them I know I'm like, some of them like, if I hear good things, Call of Duty Vanguard, I will definitely support and I'll definitely play. But there are others, Terra Vemosaurus, that I want to get day one.
Yeah. Also, like Call of Duty, that game's still gonna sell. It's still gonna be the highest selling game of the year. Call of Duty is always the highest selling game of the year. So I'm not worried about it selling. I just want to show them like, hey, you're doing something different. Like this is the one. Like I want to show that matters. You know, because everybody always buys Call of Duty if they are already buying Call of Duty.
Right.
The game that RPG that the one with where it had co-op and Ryan was saying was a little that had like all the different endings and choices and stuff. That's one of them. I forgot which one it was already. That is
the last Aura Crew.
Yeah,
that one. So I mean, it has a cool idea, fantasy and sci-fi. I love mixing those two, but then it's like you're promising a lot, and what I'm seeing is kind of choppy. So I'm scared. Like when games like that do like make bold claims right out the gate, I get nervous. I'm a little scared.
They wanna stand out, but also like you're setting really high bar when you do that.
And I don't want to say that I've written this game off, but like Jet the Far Shore, it looks great. There's a great concept there, but at the same time, I'm still a little nervous that maybe this game isn't going to click very well with majority of gamers, and then and eventually it's not going to do very well.
I always appreciate at least them trying. You know,
I do appreciate it, and also, I mean, I want to say it was Sparkz who was saying, or is one of you guys were talking about how early reviewers were talking about the game, how some love it, some don't. The controls might be a little bit of an issue. So I'm Jet the Far Shore. When I first saw it, it wasn't one of those games where I was like, yes, I need to get this game. It was one of those like, I mean, that looks cool. Probably not going to play it, to be perfectly honest.
Well, there's like 30 other games that we can play, so you don't need to play everything.
Yeah. Let's see what other. Oh, another game I can't wait to get, Gigabash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Multiplayer.
Stoked for that.
Yeah. We do eventually have to try Override 2 because that is the mech game where each person controls a limb of a monster. So like you'll be the left arm, I'll be the right arm, and we have to co-op each other. That eventually we should try that because I tried to play that on my own and that was a nightmare. So I can't imagine with 4 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Gigabash, once that comes out on PS4, I'm definitely going to be getting that one because I know it's Fake Nerd Fight Night. We're going to be doing that.
Oh, soon.
Yeah, so
before that, we'll have to put Ben through some spooky games because Halloween's right around the corner.
I'm already testing some out, spooking myself.
Yep. All right, so I think that'll do it for this episode of Basement Arcade Pause Menu. What do you think, gentlemen?
Sounds good. Let's Gamescom ourselves out of here.
And I just realized up in the little title screen I have on our thing, I wrote Gamescom, not Gamescom. Damn it!
There it is.
There it is. Whoop, whoop.
There it is. Well, anyways, three of us are. Yeah.
Look, I fixed it.
Oh, that's what you mean by you fixed it. Okay. Anyways, the three of us, myself, Brian, and Sparkz, we are all co-hosts of the Fake Nerd Podcast. That show is still going strong. We are still recording live on Sundays, sometimes in person, sometimes remote. I don't know when this is going up exactly, but when it does go up, our past episode is when we reviewed Candyman, the new movie that came out. So which is a fantastic movie. You should totally go see it. We have a whole bunch of other shows. We have regular Pause Menu where these guys have been taking over Pause Menu for me since I haven't been able to come over to their house and play video games.
You mean regular basement arcade?
Yeah, regular basement arcade. Did I say pause menu?
You did.
It's okay.
Son of a bitch.
It's okay.
Oh, but these guys have been taking care of regular pause menu for me, so thank you guys. And soon, Ryan, I said it again. Son of
It's all right. We know what you mean. We love doing it. I love pausing them menus.
Basement Arcade. These guys have been taking care of Basement Arcade without me, since I haven't been able to come over to the house to play games and record. But soon, Ryan and I will finish Sonic Mania. No, we have not forgotten. I won't allow Ryan to forget.
I brought it up.
Yeah, you did bring it up. And also, we're recording some Mortal Kombat. So once that goes up, that's going to be awesome. What other shows do we have? We have Fake Nerd Book Club. That's the show that unfortunately it's been on hiatus for a little bit, but we're going to get that up and running soon. Brandon's freshman show, Conversation. I was on an episode on it recently. Really good episode. Sparkz was on an episode too, so totally check those shows out. And if you want your one-stop shop for everything Fake Nerd Podcast, fakenerdpodcast.com. Like, literally everything is there. Links to all of our stuff are there. Our Patreon, our TeePublic, you name it, it's up there.
OnlyFans.
The boys, where can our lovely viewers find you on the internet?
You can find me just really, really, really hyped for Dokev at Sparkz Witty on Instagram and Twitter, SPARKZ Witty.
Ryan?
You can find me at DJ Tony Snark everywhere.
And you could find me probably flubbing up the title of one of these shows again at BenMaggot27 on Instagram and Twitter. So, guys, almost certainly. Guys, thanks for bringing these trailers and this idea to my attention. Otherwise, I probably would not have done this. It has been great watching these trailers and talking about them with you guys.
You're welcome. We all love video games. That's why this podcast exists, so we can do it more frequently instead of just squeeze it in sometimes on the other podcast.
Essentially, yeah. The reason why I want to do the show is because I want to talk more video games, and there are times we can't put them in to the regular show, but we can here, so that's what it's for.
5-hour
shows really drain the soul. I love doing them, but there are times it's like, oh, battery's dying. Anyways, besides that, thanks again, guys. Totally check their stuff out. And for now, let us unpause.